Hey, so it's Jack. The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian is a book that is about an Indian on a reservation close to Welpinit, Washington, which is there. The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian is a book that was written in 2007 and is a novel for young adults written by Sherman Alexie and illustrated by Ellen Forney. This book was the first young adult fiction work by Alexie, who has also previously written adult novels, short stories, poems, and screenplays. The particular Indian in question is a 14-year-old boy called Junior. It is told in a kind of diary style and begins at the beginning of the school year, through all of the major holidays, and up until summer break. It dictates his written record of his life and the drawings he makes, which are sometimes funny and other times more seriously illustrating important people in his life. One of the themes that plays a big role in the Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian is race. It gives Junior some difficulty when it comes to what he feels like inside. Once he goes to the White High School of Reardon, he is two halves. On the Indian reservation, he is Junior, but when he is at the White High School of Reardon, he is Arnold. This suggests that someone's ethnic identity can change depending on the environment and social setting. One of the quotes that I found in this book was one about poverty. Poverty doesn't give you strength or teach you lessons about perseverance. No. Poverty only teaches you how to be poor. Junior is arguing that being in unfavorable circumstances like poverty doesn't really teach you anything good. It suggests that the only education you will get from being poor is how to keep being poor. Another quote that I found is to do with Junior's grandmother's death. People had either ignored me or called me names or pushed me, but they stopped after my grandmother died. I guess they realized that I was in enough pain already, or maybe they realized they had been cruel jerks. I wasn't suddenly popular, of course, but I wasn't a villain anymore. No matter what else happened between my tribe and me, I would always love them for giving me peace on the day of my grandmother's funeral. Although the passing of Junior's grandmother is hard for him to accept, the Indian community is brought together because of it, and Arnold wasn't harassed anymore, as the reservation allows him to mourn in peace. Arnold Spirit Jr., also known as Junior, is the narrator of this novel. He takes us along his adventure as he moves from his high school on the reservation in Welpinit, Washington, to a primarily white high school 22 miles away in Reardon. Arnold is an artist and does many quirky cartoons, some more serious than others. Another interesting fact about Arnold is the fact that he was born with water on the brain. This is when you are born with too much cerebral fluid, and that means he is at risk of brain damage and is susceptible to seizures. Another important character in this book is Grandmother Spirit, or Arnold's grandmother. Grandmother Spirit is powwow famous, and her greatest gift is tolerance. After she got hit by a drunk driver, she asked that the person who hit her be forgiven. There are an additional two characters that influence Arnold's life greatly: his parents. His parents listen to Arnold's dreams and help him follow through with them. They could have once followed their dreams, but nobody listened. They don't want that for Arnold, so they help him and encourage him to try his best and make his dreams come true. Arnold is basically a reservation outcast. He lives in poverty on a Spokane Indian reservation, his parents are alcoholics, and he is also a hydrocephalic, which means he was born with water on the brain and has seizures every once in a while. This makes him the weirdo on the reservation, and he is regularly beaten up and picked on by almost everyone. One day in class, he finds his mother's name in a textbook and is furious that his school is so poor that they have books from 30 years ago. He then proceeds to throw the book at the teacher because he realizes that he and the rest of the Indians on the reservation live in poverty, and he wants better for himself and everyone around him.
Created using Powtoon.